Well, today is a pretty monumental one. We have got the second leg of our first round UEFA Cup match against Trabzonspor, and if we win it, we will have group stage football, we will have a prolonged spell in Europe, and we can take this side to the next level, both financially and in terms of experience at the top level. If not, it's going to be another very difficult one because we've got a Premier League game just 3 days later, and these 2 games a week with injuries we're picking up, it's only going to get harder and harder. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 37 of this FM06 Let's Retro save from Luton Town. We are back today to face Trabzonspor after that 4-0 away in Turkey in the first leg. A very good result for us. The clean sheets are continuing to pile up, but we're not looking the most threatening. And today, we have got to find a way to score. Don't forget, these are the days of away goals, the days where you went out if you lost in the first round. You didn't get another chance and another competition to drop into. So we have got no choice but to get through in this one. If you're looking forward to seeing if we can, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. But for now, we're going to reflect on a spell where, yet again, we've been far from convincing. Because as you can see, in the 8 games we've played this year, we're only just averaging a goal a game. The beauty is, though, we're not conceding many, despite the fact we look pretty awful for the most part. Let's go and have a look at what I mean by that. You can see the best average rating at the club now is Anthony van den Boer, a new defender. However, he's going to have to play a bit more than we'd anticipated, because if we go through to the fixtures, we can see our recent results, only 2 off camera, both 2-0 wins and both fairly fortunate. Very similar to what we've seen earlier in the year. Against Wigan, we won by 2-0 thanks to a Shane Paul brace. But again, if you look at the match stats, Wigan had more of the chances, more on target. If you go through to the player ratings, it was Basagno and Van den Boer on this occasion that were excellent in defensive areas. Then against Blackburn last time out, we won 2-0 at home. Curtis Davis and a first goal for Dean Ashton in the league. But the one real positive I took from this game was the performance. If you have a look at the match stats, we dominated. We gave up next to nothing. That's something we haven't done all season. The back 3 were sensational. They dealt with the threat of the likes of Palladino and Bellamy while he was on. After that, it became a little bit more comfortable. So a little bit of encouragement in our last home performance. But overall, by that second half you saw against Villa and that full game against Blackburn last time out, I'd argue we've been second best pretty much the whole season. And we've been really fortunate that we've won more than we've lost. It does mean we're in second place in the Premier League table with 14 points after 7. If we can average 2 points a game the whole way along, I'll be pretty pleased. But if we're going to have a lot more Thursday nights to come, I've got a feeling this squad's going to get tested a little. Particularly when you consider that some long-term injuries have continued to pile up. Because in addition to Theo Walcott, who is still not back, still got 3 weeks before he's back to full training, Anton Ferdinand has now picked up the same injury and he will be out for the season. Not what you wanted at the start of September, but does make it really important now that we managed to get Van den Boer. Because if we hadn't added someone there, we would have been down to 4 centre-halves plus Sakura, which would have been really tight for this part of the season. So in a way, I'm pleased that we've bolstered that squad, thanks to the fact we've put another record signing in. So I've splashed the cash. You can't say I haven't been spending money, but it's got to work out today. After these couple of fixtures, again, I know we've played Arsenal and Liverpool, but we've had a fairly friendly start to the Premier League season. You look after the West Brom game, we've got Palace, our bogey side, who finished in the top 5 last year. We've got United, who won the UEFA Cup last season. Everton are always a good side. And then Chelsea, Spurs. It's going to be a difficult little run. So let's just hope we can do something special here. We're going to go through to Thursday night football against Trabzonspor, the second leg of this big UEFA Cup first round game. You don't know why you used to have this back in the day. You had one round where it was like a round robin, and then you would go into a group phase. But we're going to try and get through it with as close to our first team as I can name. There's Kasper Schmeichel between the sticks. Again, I've forgotten to name 7 subs. We'll sort that in a minute. Van den Boer, Basagno and Davis, definitely the first choice back 3 when all fit. Foley and Zonneveld, the wing-backs, with De Cassie, who's now signed a new contract alongside Didier Zakora in front. Leon Osman, the number 10, and up front, Peter Crouch has also signed a new deal alongside Shane Paul, who is starting to look a real threat on the break and becoming the star we'd hoped for. We need it as well because Walcott's still out, Robert just returning from injury but nowhere near fit. So we are a little light on the striker front, just Maloney and Ashton, available after them. Flamini is the only one left who hasn't signed a new deal, so we'll wait on news from that. But Baraggi is going to be on the bench for this one just to add a bit of depth as well. And then I don't really know what to do with sub 7. I think we're probably going to go for Portia, mainly because I might leave Maloney as a sub striker. So Portia will be the man on the bench again. As we go through to this one against Trabzonspor, the stakes could not be higher. Well, here we are with a very similar lineup for our visitors today. However, the centre-half that was beating Crouch in here has been moved out to right-back, I presume due to injuries or change of players. So it does mean that there's one adjustment at the back, but the rest of it almost identical to what we saw. There's quality in that side. We looked at the players at the end. They are good, and we have got to try and find a way through it. Hopefully, the solid base will play into our favour again, but can we find a way to get that first goal? That has been a struggle at times this year. There's a long throw down the right from Trabzonspor. Zonnevel back but can't win it. Zakura's been dragged away from his position. Koskun goes wide to Orhan. And it's Trabzonspor on the attack. We know they've got quality out wide here. Good ball into the box. Hussein's in there, but he's offside and it's overhit anyway. We survived the first attack, but again, not the most positive of starts. But I was really encouraged by the way we played against Blackburn, so hopefully we can get into our stride here as Foley goes up and wins it for Osman. Foley takes it again. You can see those wing-backs playing higher. Zonnevel trying to get on the end of that one, but doesn't make it. And it does leave this space now on the counter, where Zonnevel's so high up the pitch. Zakura's chasing out, though. Wins it back brilliantly. Zonnevel can break down the left. He's got Crouch. He's got Zakura. He's found Crouch. Pulls alongside him. Shots blocked. It's a brilliant save via the deflection. It changed direction after hitting the defender, and the keeper did really well with it. It's still a corner kick, though, for Zonneveld. We've got the two big men at the front post waiting. That is the worst corner I've ever seen. Straight out for a goal kick. Not the best way to keep on the pressure, but we have got to throw on the other side now with Foley. Again, since we've taken the long throw option off, they're taking them all the time. As that, it's off the bar. Just a hoof back towards the direction of the box. Crouch gets his head on it and almost finds the back of the net. And we could have been one up, but instead, Van den Boer's beaten at the other end and a shot goes wide. It's 27 minutes. Both sides have had a couple of half chances. We're the only ones to have a shot on target. I guess at this point, we've just got to keep the game boring. We've got to find a way to stay in it. And then maybe nick that 1-0 at the end. But we concede first. I do worry for us. I know we came back against Villa, but that's been a rarity this year. As Hussein's in, it's a good save, Schmeichel. But again, we don't really look like scoring. It's a weird situation because we've committed more men to the attack than last season, and we scored bundles then. The Soskins go back to the keeper. Most of our goals are still coming on quick breakaways. As Crouch tries to get in from the Decassi ball, this is another opportunity from it. Crouch is in and scores. Composure's brilliant. He's great with his feet. But again, it comes from a quick ball over the top from Decassi. We don't really take advantage of our exerting pressure. We don't have those spells and look like scoring, but as soon as we get a quick counter, we're right on it. And at the moment, we deservedly lead. We're doing the job. And a 1-0 win would be fantastic because we don't need to win by 10 to get through. We just need to make sure we're there. We're going to say we're pleased, keep the spirits up. And at the moment, the lads are grinding out results, which when you're not at your best is one hell of a trait to have. As in the second minute of the second half, Foley throws into Decassi who loses it. Van den Boer wins the first challenge, but he's now run out of position. And it's the one weakness in his game, but we forced them back. Long ball downfield, which Van den Boer wins. Up towards Paul, who's on the break again. Serkan's there, but Paul's beaten him. Crouches alongside, lays it off. He must score. He puts it wide. Paul should have shot anyway, and then we made a right hash of it. From a 3 against the goalkeeper, to not score is a disgrace. As Gökhan, big kick downfield. Van den Boer will be up. Expect him to win it and does. Paul loses the second ball, but Van den Boer's there again. And the big punt over the top will put pressure on the fullback. Paul's got the pace and he's won it again, done brilliantly. Paul cuts in, finds Crouch, does he know it? Goes through to Zonneveld, into Leon Osman. Shot over the bar. Those extra players getting forward are really helping now. And with 10 minutes gone in the second half, the only question is, will we regret not getting that second? But the good news is for the second game in a row, we are dominating the match. Though at the moment, we're down to 10. A centre-half's gone off Curtis Davis for treatment and we're caught out because there's an extra man back there. His condition doesn't look particularly good. I might have to take him off. There's no point taking a risk. Distan is an experienced campaigner. Did well in the first leg. It's a natural left-sider anyway. Let's get Davis off for Sylvan Distan. I think I will make the change up front as well and go Ashton for Crouch, who's not had a great game other than the goal. Then I'm also going to go for the man who set up that goal, Decassi, replaced by Flamini, who's just that little more defensively minded. I think that might help us out. So we're going to go Flamini and Zakora as the midfield two. And we're going to hope we can see this game because Flamini's played for Arsenal at the highest level. Distan is an experienced Premier League pro. And Dean Ashton scored at the weekend, so he should be in pretty good nick as well. Does worry me for Sunday when you look at the fitness of Davis coming off, Paul up front. Who else has picked up a knock there who's going to have declined? Why is Foley so high up the pitch? That's a worry with 4 to go. If we survive this, we might have to get the time wasting on. It's a corner off Vandenborg first though. Just looking at the other injury, it is Foley at right back. The keeper's up. We're only 86 minutes in. Get the ball downfield, man, Schmeichel. What are you doing? Oh, the goalkeeper's going to get back. He went very early there. Long ball towards Zonneveld. The keeper's still high up to get it. It's a long ball which Vandenborg will deal with. Paul will chase it into the channel. We definitely need to go detailed with the instructions here and get a bit of time wasting on because they are throwing everything at us, rightly so. It's interesting to see. You don't get this in the modern FM so much. As Zonneveld gets down the left-hand side to the byline, you almost forget what football was like when he used to chuck a big man up front, get the keeper up for the corners. Just gamble everything as Distan does brilliantly. All the way back to Schmeichel who punts it long. Dean Ashton is up there. Loses the header. It's up towards Basagno. He wins his for Osman. Paul's got Ashton with him. Dean Ashton's in. Scored at the weekend. And now he's done it from open play too. Dean Ashton makes it 2-0. Luton Town are going through to the UEFA Cup group stages. And for the last few minutes, we're just going to shore things up. Zonneveld and Foley do not need to go. We're just going to make it a flat back 5. They've done absolutely brilliantly. We've done really well. It's been a well-managed game. It's been a well-managed European tie. And with a few minutes to go, I'm in no rush to make sure we're playing quickly. A fantastic performance overall. And for the second game in a row, we've looked good, which after a slow start, I'm very pleased with. Dean Ashton now scores from open play. That'll be a huge boost to his confidence. And those strikers are just starting to tick over. And 2-0 is seemingly becoming our favourite result. My only worry now is the fitness for the weekend because a lot of them have a terrible condition. Paul loses the flick on. What we don't want here is a grandstand finish. Basagno avoids it by clearing downfield. Serkan intercepts but Foley's up. Zakora wins it but it's Vandenborg missing the challenge. Ferhat's in, hits the post and Distan is first to react. Superb defending. That's the experience you want on the bench. Comes on and we've not got any weaker. 2 minutes of stoppage time gone. It's a bit nervier than it should be at 2-0. But Engin's got the ball on the left. Flamini will clear. And Dean Ashton, hopefully, will just see it out. But he doesn't. He loses it and gets injured. Basagno clears it long to him again. It's out for a throw. Oh, we couldn't just finish with a positive, could we? There has to be an injury or a caveat. There can't just be a 100% positive game. Kadir carries it forward, shoots over. That is desperation from the visitors. There are just 30 seconds to go and Trabzonspor are trying one last attack. Flamini gets across but he can't win the challenge. Engin gives it to Ahmet. Big switch of play. Foley's up but he loses the challenge. Tafen shoots straight at Schmeichel. And that's got to be it. That has to be it now. There are 10 seconds remaining. Schmeichel is going to clear long downfield. Ashton will probably lose out yet again. But referee, will you please blow your whistle? It's out for a throw-in. What are you waiting for? We're through. We're into the UEFA Cup group stage. That is a magnificent effort. The lads managed the tie brilliantly. We played well without really excelling. That is a fantastic effort overall. Now let's hope that Ashton injury's okay. Let's hope Davis and Paul recover for the weekend. But I've got a feeling against West Brom, who have just come back up, we might have to make a couple of changes. And that is where the European hangover could risk rearing its ugly head. Oh, the days when there was no money in Europe. 60 grand for beating Trabzonspor. 450 for playing in the group stage. Let's have a look at the group stage draw. Who are we in with? We have got Rangers, Palermo, Athletic Club and Standard. There's a 5-team group. For those of you who don't remember how football worked back here, 3 teams will get through. I think that's pretty good. We'll be hoping to win it. Obviously, we probably won't. But then in second or third, you might face one of the Champions League dropouts. Remember those? That might make it more difficult. But No real pushover games there, but a few, maybe standard the age I would expect a result. Rangers is going to be a very interesting one. They're 8th in the league at the minute, but obviously to get into Europe, they've been doing well most seasons, and they've still got some of those legends, the Barry Fergusons, the Nacho Novos, etc. I'm quite looking forward to this. It's an evenly matched group. There's no real standout teams, and there's a lot of very good ones. Obviously, you've got an Italian and a German side as well. And I'd imagine we've now got a lot of Sunday and Monday night football we have. So the schedule is about to get packed out. We're going to be showing some fun games from this one, aren't we? Bilbao in particular, I've got the likes of Fernando Llorente, which is going to make it very tricky. But for now, we've got to worry about West Brom. We're going to go into the October international break, hopefully, without a European hangover. We played poorly at Wigan last time after the first leg, but we found a result. Can we do the same again and continue the run of clean sheets, which at this point is becoming pretty remarkable. Well, here we go ahead of the Sunday fixtures, and I'm afraid not all of the news is great when it comes to the condition, because Curtis Davis is nowhere near fit. Shane Paul is on the cusp, and we have to be wary of injuries with him because we haven't got anything else behind him at the minute. Jean Maloney is on the bench if we need it, but we're going to have to make that change at the back. So Sylvain Distin will be in from the start. And then on the bench will be Andy O'Brien, who is the only other fit centre-half at the minute. Zakora, obviously in an emergency, can play there, but I'd rather avoid that if we can. In defensive areas, I'm going to drop out Foley for Keith Keane at wing-back, but otherwise I'm going to keep it the same. I don't want to have too much chopping and changing each week. And of course, Valentin Robert's nowhere near fit. He is the man who would have been the candidate to come in for Paul, but him and Walcott both still very much unavailable. So this is the squad we've gone for. Distin is in and Keane is in. Otherwise, we've kept the same 11. But on the bench, we're going to have to rotate a bit because otherwise it could get tricky during this game. Let's hope we can avoid the European hangover as we head to newly promoted West Bromwich Albion. Well, this is the West Brom team, and that midfield, there's some names in here, aren't there? Hutton's joined at right back. They've got Enyema, who was always a great keeper to have in this save. Gardso, Neil Clement, Inamoto, Chaplo, Gira, Klaus Jensen, Gary O'Connor, and then a young striker who is very good. This is a brilliant West Brom team for the nostalgia folk. Football 2000s personified, but can we go and get the result? I don't care how we play. We just need to get a win as Keith Keane wins the ball back early. Inamoto forward, Vandenborg clears. Gardso should beat Paul in the air, but Paul does well. Zakora finds Crouch, and now we can break. Back to De Cassi. Looks for that ball over. It's Leon Osman making a run. Man of the match in midweek, and almost scores. Rounds the keeper. Doesn't quite get the shot away in time. It was a brilliant last-ditch challenge. De Cassi's rebound goes wide. We've got in over the top. Again, that's a good sign for me because it suggests we're going to get chances on the counter-attack. And that's where we're most dangerous. But this is a worry for us because Neil Clement has hit a belter of a free kick and Kasper Schmeichel down to his right with a fantastic save. Distin and Zonneveld, one of you, gets it clear in the end and Paul will run on and chase Chambers. Crouch putting pressure from the other side with a long ball forward. Again, a bit of a chaotic start, but Crouch holds the ball up for De Cassi. Has Paul running off him, plays short to Zakora, into Leon Osman. He finds Crouch, back to Zakora again and De Cassi. Into Osman, great football. Paul's running off him. Osman forced wide, the cross isn't good enough. It's cleared as far as Vandenborg, who wins it back for Keith Keane. Flicks on for Paul, Clement brings him down. Brilliant football, the pressure's on. And we've got a penalty kick. Peter Crouch scored a big one against Villa last time we were here. Can he score a penalty on camera again? Neil Clement is going to get a yellow card. And Peter Crouch has the chance to make it 2 penalties in 2 episodes. And keep the goal scoring run going. Crouch right-footed against Enyema. Please, Pete. Please put it in a corner. I'm guessing keeper's left. He goes. Keeper's left into the corner. Peter Crouch delivers again. Get that robot out. The Hawthorns is going to get to see it. 1-0 after 16 minutes and a very positive start. As we've got a free kick midway inside our own half just 5 minutes later. Distin looks long for Crouch and it's knocked down for Zakora. Has support, but it's a poor ball. De Cassie's not going to get there. Nash is in behind, and this is a gift. It's an absolute gift. But the offside flag saves us. Schmeichel was beaten. And maybe I have to take a bit of that criticism back because it looked like they played the perfect offside trap. As Basagno goes wide to Keith Keane. Into De Cassi. Big switch of play to Zonneveld. Hutton wins it, but Zakora's on the second ball. Osman's in. Curling shot. What a save. Brilliant goalkeeping. Leon Osman is starting to look a superstar. I know a few of you in the comments are criticising me for not playing Portilla. Maloney can probably feel hard done by too. But Leon Osman has started this season like a train. He's an absolute house on fire at the minute. He's led us through in Europe and he's doing well again. We've got a corner with Zonneveld into the front post. Zoltan Gira wins the header and Jensen will keep it in. There's a man making the breakaway as well. They've looked for him in O'Connor. He brings it down. Has support, but we've got 2 or 3 around him. Out to Hutton on the right-hand side. Zonneveld goes, but doesn't make it. Gira into Jensen. Osman clears. Brilliant defending. He can do that side of it as well. Nash gets it wide. The pressure's not gone. Hutton to deliver. Zonneveld blocks. Corner kick West Brom. Bit of pressure from them. And all of that's come from our corner, which is even more worrying. Klaus Jensen will take it. Delivers to the front post. This stands up. Zonneveld can break. He's got Paul ahead of him if he could find him. But the touch was heavy. Just couldn't get it out of his feet. And now Gardso's got a cross, which Basagno heads clear. And the danger's passed. Half an hour gone. Been an interesting game. We've probably just had the better of it. But West Brom certainly aren't out of this, as Hutton throws in towards Nash. Dropping deep this time. Jensen looks for Gira. This stand does enough, but it falls for Inamoto. Great strike. Basagno clears. Kasper Schmeichel equal to it again. The little spell for West Brom this. 2 or 3 chances in a minute. We just need to calm things down. Inamoto picks up a booking. West Brom continue the attacking train. As here comes Gira. Zonneveld nicks it. This stand clears long. Paul goes up. Chambers wins it. If it had gone through there, we were 1-on-1. Hutton on the right though. Delivers the early cross. Basagno's beaten by Chaplow. That's a great goal. Is Nash offside again? The assistant didn't move. Oh, we've got away with another one. That is fantastic. The warning signs are coming though. We've got to be very careful here because we're going to lose this lead. It's West Brom with a throw again on the left to Clement. I almost need the half-time whistle to come early. Clement gets it into Inamoto. Decassi flies in and misses it. And there it is, the punishment we've deserved. The run of clean sheets is over. And for the last 10 minutes, I don't know what it is. We scored and then just sat back completely. Whether that's an energy thing from Thursday, whether that's pressure, I don't know. But as soon as they've scored, we're going to come out again now. It's a very weird situation. As Chaplow gets it on the left-hand side, he's moved out. And Jensen's starting to dictate the game again. Vandenborg, what are you doing? Nash is in and scores. We're falling apart. Oh, it's going to be a season of European hangovers. What a 10 minutes this has been. You go 1-0 up and then turn into the worst side in the world. You can't blame Distan for that. Vandenborg was done on the first one. Miles out of position. Both defences looking awful. As Keane throws in towards Osman. We've not really got Shane Paul in the game yet. It's almost as if he wasn't fit. Clement's got the ball at left back. Down the line to O'Connor, who's given Vandenborg a rotten game. No idea why. Keith Keane beaten by Chaplow. He's not really settled in that well either. Ball into the box is poor. But Distan's missed it. And Nash has scored. And do you know what annoys me most about that goal? Foley and Davis were the 2 that weren't fit. Keith Keane's beaten for the cross to come in. And Distan's beaten in the air. Where has this come from? We dominated for half an hour. And we've just fallen off a cliff. I cannot remember the last time my Luton side did this. I can't remember the last time we let in 3. To do it in 10 minutes is quite the remarkable feat. O'Connor in. Oh my God, it's an unbelievable effort. Gary O'Connor's turned into Lewandowski here. What's going on? I mean, he's not bad to be fair to him, but you're taking the mick a bit now. Banana shots from the corner of the box. Smashing off the woodwork. Half time has come. Where did that come from? I'm a little shell-shocked. After 30 minutes, we were looking great. And we have completely collapsed in a way that I've not seen this team do for a long time. I want to go back and have a look here. It was so comfortable for half an hour. We've only conceded 3 goals all of this season. Last year at the end, we conceded 3 against Newcastle at the start of April. That was the Drogba hat-trick, wasn't it? Prior to that, it was Chelsea in the FA Cup. And in the league, it's only the second time we've conceded 3 since that ridiculous Everton game last December. How have we gone from 4 clean sheets to that? I've just noticed West Brom have got Claude Makelele on the bench. Oh, this is a great save. Zonneveld pulls over the top. Oh, it's too long. He was making a run and you've waited for him to go offside. Now you can't play it and now you've lost the ball. This is a team I'm going to have to rotate on Thursday nights. I'm going to have to because this is a disgrace. We're out of puff after half an hour. Kasper Schmeichel's going to go long downfield. With respect, on paper. Oh, Distan. Oh, Distan. What are you doing to me? Get off. Get off. I've had enough. He is having an absolute nightmare of a game. Andy O'Brien, you're back in the team. Up front, I'm going to go Maloney for Paul as well because he's offering nothing. We'll leave the last one a few minutes, but I should have rotated more. I should have made the change up front. I should have given Andy O'Brien a game. Who knew? As Keith Keane throws into Maloney, he's beaten to it. We're second to everything. And these are the players that should be fresh. As Crouch goes up in the air, loses out to Alan Hutton. Not sure about that. Zakura's in, does well. Osman beats it to it. Maloney. Why are you turning back? You're one-on-one. Have a bit of confidence. Zonneveld. Down the left-hand side towards Crouch. Chambers is up. He's flicked on. Maloney's there. Puts it wide. Good opportunity. You still feel with this West Brom defence, if we can score early enough, there's a point in this game. Oh, my God. Andy O'Brien. Please. This is the problem, isn't it? Curtis Davis is out injured. Our fourth choice centre-half in Ferdinand is out for the season. And now, O'Brien and Distan are basically Coyne and Heikkinen. You imagine if we'd got a Dino, this would not have been a trouble. We've got one more sub to make. But if you're passing our own free kick straight to them, we've got no chance. Vandenborg heads away. Maloney beaten by guard, so he's had a great game back there, the Dane. As Clement gets it on the left-hand side, his splashes have been spared, giving away that penalty early on. Maloney goes up, can't win it. Clement to win a moto. We just look knackered. It's a very simple thing. Thursday night football is not going to be a doddle. We might well have made it through, but we're not going to have an easy ride. I'm going to take off. I genuinely don't even know who at this point. I think I'm going to go Foley for Keane just because it gives us a little bit of our first choice back. Someone who's a bit match fit, someone who's a bit better defensively. Keane has offered going forward, but nothing the other way. And Zonneveld on the left has been atrocious as Chaplow gets down the left. I either write this off as a ridiculous 15 minutes, which it has been at the end of the first half, or I have to think about my European policy. Now we've reached the group. We've done the bit we needed. Can we rotate for those Thursday nights? 10 minutes to go. It looks like we're going to be defeated here. We will throw men forward, but I'm a bit worried about what it does to our defence because we look all at sea. Maloney goes up against Clement, loses out again. Zonneveld's lost the second ball. We're second to everything. We've got no legs left in here. And Andy O'Brien, for the third time, just pass it to your own bloody teammate. What is going on with Andy O'Brien? He's normally pretty reliable, but literally all he is doing is passing it to the opposition here. Let's just go attacking, see what we can do. We're going to offer a little bit of creative freedom, and we're going to allow the boys forward. We'll set De Cassie to go as well, because we know he's got a good long shot in him. Maybe just try and get one to panic them, but I don't think it's going to come. It's been a really dismal day at the office, and you can see the difference on the condition stats. We're 5 or 10 behind on everything. We don't normally finish in the mid-60s. And after half an hour where we dominated, a crazy 15 minutes followed by a pretty disgusting effort in a second half. But you look at the ratings, everyone's got a 7 near enough. In fact, everyone who started and played the whole game has got a 7. So is it just individual errors? Is it a weird one-off game? Or is it just the after Europe effects? I don't know. Makaleli, what a legend. A 3-1 defeat is not the way we wanted to go into this. I guess we've completed the main objective of the day, which is to get through in Europe. West Brom have had a good start, so it's not a disaster to lose to them. The manner of it, though, very frustrating. And I think now we're going to have to readdress our Thursday night policy and how we manage this squad. If you're looking forward to finding out how we do, we will return for one of the early games in the competition. I don't want to come back for the first one because that'll be a little bit too soon. Maybe we'll do Palermo and then Birmingham or Bolton. We'll work out which way to go about it. Maybe Bolton will be interesting because it'll be a home game after the break. Or I could do the one before and then do Rangers and West Ham. But we'll show a couple of the European games. We'll show the domestic hangovers from the Thursday nights as well. If you enjoyed this one, a tale of, well, 120 good minutes and 60 very poor ones, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you think of the UEFA Cup draw. Should I prioritise it and settle for mid-table? Or should I focus on trying to get into Europe again via the league? and maybe treating UEFA Cup as a squad experience for this year. Give me your thoughts on what you would do. If you want to stay up to date, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Episodes usually every weekday at 4:30, though we have got the Easter weekend, so we'll be replacing Friday and Monday's videos with live streams on Twitch in the morning. We'll be back first tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. to see if we can avoid another hangover this time as we head into the UEFA Cup group stages. And on paper, we've got one hell of a draw. 4 good nights under the lights. We'll be back tomorrow to see how we cope with them.